It's game day, Blazer Nation. Today, the Valdosta State University women's volleyball team will face the Lee University Flames in a GSC matchup.
Today marks the second matchup between the two teams this season. Last year, the Blazers and the Flames split their two meetings, which happened within a 5-day span. Will history repeat itself this year?
The Flames are seeking their first road win of the season today. One player who could generate a spark for the team is senior outside hitter Abby Stroh. She leads the team with an average of more than 3 points per set and is among the top 10 in the Gulf South Conference in this stat category. She leads the Flames with over 150 kills this season. The Flames will need strong performances from Stroh and others to add to the win column today. Grab your popcorn and get ready for some Gulf South Conference action.
We will have live coverage from the complex after a short break here on VSU TV.
The Lady Blazers basketball team began their season this past weekend with a tough matchup against Eckerd College. Edward Eddy went to the game and had an opportunity to catch up with Jaira Ards to learn about the team's mindset heading into a new season. Here's more. Thanks, Edward. The team will look to bounce back quickly with a slate of 3 home games coming up before heading to Delta State for their first road game of the season. Follow the team at www.vstateblazers.com.
Well, that's it for today's Blazer Sports Report. I'm Fresco Hakel.
And I'm Emily Trammell. We look forward to seeing you all in the spring, Blazer Nation.
Shuha expressed in that first time out during the first set was to keep making Alabama Huntsville move on defense. VSU did a good job of making the Chargers move on defense and created the open spaces they needed to get the points and win the set. We'll be right back here on VSU TV.
As we are going to our lovely sideline reporter, Emily.
The energy on VSU's bench has been really electric, and it's really felt like having that electricity has definitely sparked something in these Blazers as they have now won their first 2 sets against Alabama Huntsville. We'll be right back here on VSU TV.
Valdosta State has won this match 3-0.
Confidence was the key in tonight's matchup as VSU just gained a dominant victory over the Chargers in just 3 sets. We'll see if tonight's win gives VSU the momentum they need in order to beat Montevallo tomorrow. Eddie and Garrison, back to you.
Thank you.
The Valdosta State women's cross-country team will compete in the Gulf South Conference Cross-Country Championship over in Montevallo, Alabama. Make sure to be on the lookout for sophomore runner Caitlin Koski, who set a personal best of 22 minutes and 56 seconds at the UAB Cross Country 6K Invitational back in early October. She was ultimately named the Gulf South Conference Runner of the Week for the week of October 10th. Not only did Caitlin set a personal best at the last Invitational, but the rest of the women's cross-country team did as well, all finishing with times under 30 minutes. Whether you're in Alabama or right here in Valdosta, you can cheer all of them on Saturday, November 5th, as they begin their postseason journey to the NCAA Division II National Championships. For your Blazer Breakdown, I'm Emily Trammell. The VSU men's basketball team had a dominant victory over Clark Atlanta this past Sunday. VSU shot 26 of 61 from the field and 6 of 22 beyond the arc. Mohamed Fofana led the way with 19 points, while Jacoby Owens tallied 18 and Caden Bozer had 15. Fofana went 7 of 11 from the field and was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Owens led the team in assists with 6, while Bozer racked up 7 rebounds. Clark Atlanta maintained a lead of 33-31 at the end of the first half. The Blazers came out hot the second half, going on an 8-0 run to lead 51-43 after Clark Atlanta had initially tied it up. With 7:38 left in the game, VSU had a 9-point advantage leading 61-52, but let Clark Atlanta battle back and come to within 4, making it 62-58. After that, the Blazers went on a 17-0 run to give VSU the lead of 79-58 with 30 seconds left. VSU ultimately won 80-60 and shot 55% from the field in the second half. The Blazers are set to host the Lee Flames in the first conference play of the season on November 17th at 8 p.m. With your Blazer Breakdown, I'm Emily Trammell.
So it looks like we're going to have a really tight defense today here, Miller.
Oh, for sure, and that's pretty surprising because...
And another charge by West Alabama. Miller, do you want to talk about the amount of fouls here for West Alabama? And we're only just over. All right, and we're back here with the action as Shadarian Allen back after the short break here on VSU TV. Shot here, and a foul called on the floor. It looks like that's going to be going against the Blazers as Cordrick Miles comes back into the game. One attempt here with, I believe that is Shadarian Allen, that is there at the line for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's 24 total points, so wondering to see if he'll add a little bit to it.
Some small humans have created a Congo line behind the hoop, and the referee's looking over at it, but hopefully you guys are getting some amusement out of that here on VSU TV.
That's a bold strategy, Doc.
Definitely can't do that. So, Tigers, Blazers, 57 all, 1 minute left here in the complex.
And
very upset, but it looks like there's a conversation happening here between the referees.
Yeah, as you saw, both Coach Helfer and...
Out of major foul trouble so far. But looks like Fofana is going to be throwing it in for the Blazers, with Miles covering him.
Coming up on your Blazer Sports Report, we will talk about the results of the highly anticipated national competitions for the cheerleading team and the Red Hots. We will also discuss how the men's golf team fared in their recent tournament.
Then we'll get an update on the football team who recently finished their spring practices. Your Blazer Sports Report starts now.
Welcome to the Blazer Sports Report. I'm Miller McGinn.
And I'm Kyle Jacobs.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, that's it for today's Blazer Sports Report. I'm Miller McGinn.
And I'm Kyle Jacobs.
If she's open, she'll get a good look.
Jarno has 8 points already in the game, contributing for more than 80% of their points, and she's 2 for 2 from the three-point line.
Another substitution.
Pillar is averaging almost 17 points a game and almost 10 rebounds per game. Farah drives inside and misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and puts it back in. Bernard inside. And that is good. One last shot from the Argonauts, no good, and that is your game, with the Lady Blazers winning 81-54.
And once again, they improved to a 13-4 record on the season. Their next game is next Thursday at the complex against Alabama Huntsville. The team is 12-8 on the season, 5-6 in the conference.
Overall, fantastic game from the Blazers. Played great defense.
It was a very physical game for the Blazers, and they basically played a great game overall.
Coming up on your Blazer Sports Report, we will provide a preview of this weekend's pivotal games for both the men's and women's basketball teams as they face the University of West Alabama.
Your Blazer Sports Report starts now.
Welcome to your Blazer Sports Report. I'm Emily Trammell. The Valdosta State Lady Blazers entered this week's games feeling confident after a dominant 81-54 win over the West Florida Argonauts. Kawanjalyn Farah and Tamaya Francis combined for 42 of the 81 points for the Lady Blazers. The Lady Blazers sit at number 2 in the conference standings as Alabama Huntsville and West Alabama make trips to the complex this week. Today, we are going to focus on the second of those two matchups. West Alabama enters this week with a 12-6 overall record. The two teams met earlier this season, and the Lady Blazers came out on top with a 64-51 victory in Livingston. Farah led all scorers with 16 points. The team shot 50% from the field and converted over 40% of their shots from beyond the arc. This week, the key players to watch for are Farah for the Lady Blazers and Garrett for the Tigers. Farah enters as the number 10 leading scorer in the conference and the number 7 rebounder with over 8 rebounds per game. On the other side of the court, Garrett enters this week as the number 6 leading scorer and number 12 in rebounds with 7 rebounds per game. Garrett is also looking to have a strong performance after only converting 1 bucket from the field in the previous matchup between these two teams. Now, let's learn more about the men's game.
So come out to the complex this weekend or stream either set of games to support your Blazers.
And make sure to follow us on social media this weekend at VSUTV_sports and keep an eye out next week for a full replay of the game on VSU TV.
Now let's go to Emily Trammell for an update on the baseball and softball teams.
This past weekend, the Valdosta State softball and baseball teams both traveled to Mississippi College to face the Choctaws. Each team competed in a 3-game series. The Blazers relied on their bats in the first game as the team accounted for 19 hits en route to an 11-6 victory over the Choctaws. Both teams started off hot with 3 runs each in the first inning. The Choctaws shut down the Blazers after pitching changes in the 4th inning despite trailing 3-5. The Choctaws put 6 runs on the board and earned a victory of 9-5 over the Blazers. The rubber match on Sunday featured strong performances all around from Valdosta State with home runs from 3 Blazers, and the pitching staff only allowed 2 earned runs. The Blazers came out on top with an 8-3 victory. The Blazers will face Christian Brothers in the 3-game series this weekend. The softball team entered the weekend ranked number 6 in the country according to the NFCA coaches poll. In the first game, the Blazers started off slow, but they had a monstrous 6th inning where they scored 8 runs en route to an 8-4 victory. The Blazers carried this momentum into Game 2 with 3 Blazers hitting home runs, which helped lead the team to an 11-4 victory. Sunday was a different story as the Blazers could not put up runs on the board and they fell short in a 1-2 loss. The Blazers will return to Steele's Diamond on Saturday to face Christian Brothers beginning at 1 p.m.